Sir,
Yeah.
yes. Sir, I have a doubt that you have sent the PDF no, sir.
Yes.
Sir, మీరు ఎస్ఏ అది పంపించారు కదా సార్, ఎస్ఏకి 3 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఒక ఆన్సర్ పంపించారు సార్. 3 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏది వచ్చినా కానీ సేమ్ ఆన్సర్ రాయాలా సార్?
Yeah, that is what the thing. Actually, the theme, the central idea of the lesson is very, very important. How do you start your essay, or how do you start your answer is first you take up any first unit, for example, The Curb in the Sky by James Thurber. So the lesson,
Yes,
The Curb in the Sky, was written by James Thurber. James Thurber was American writer, humorist, and he was born, and his writings, this is what you are going to write about James Thurber. In the introductory part, you are going to describe the details of the writer and 1 or 2 important writings of that writer. Okay.
Yes.
Then you
have
start
the 3 questions and 1 summary, no sir. If any this 3 question, any 1 question if we get also, we should write the same answer.
Same answer. Approximately almost all the questions are related to that unit only. In one way or the other way, the answer would be applicable. So that is why we have planned, instead of giving different questions and different answers to different questions, why should we get you into troubles? There will be, different students with different mentality. Instead, you can write the summary in a sequential order: introduction, middle part, and conclusion. That would be appropriate. And you also try to give some details of the writer, 1 or 2 writings, and 1 important aspects, where he was born, or what was his date and death and birth date. Those things, if you mention, it is that we feel that okay, these students have studied. In that way, we analyze. And this is, see, your internal paper exactly looks like this, but this is not your tomorrow's internal paper. It is of 2019 and 20. Faculty of Arts, Department of English, Tara Government College, Sangareddy. A is for autonomous. Okay. NAC also. NAC is National Accreditation Council. Assessment and Accreditation Council is there. That will give all the colleges grades. Now our college is in B grade. That is given by the NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. It gives us the grades. So our college was given B grade 6-7 years back. Now in the forthcoming days, we have again assessment and accreditation by NAC team. They are going to give you 1 more grade this time. So it all depends, and you will also be participating in that one, but that is in the next year. Don't worry too much about it. So this was internal assessment 2. Okay, general English, 20 marks. The time will be half an hour. You need to write your hall ticket number, name of the student, course, so on and so forth. Okay, up to here everything is okay. So how many marks you will get you for your internals? You will get you for your internals 20 marks. Okay. First multiple choice questions will be there. 5 questions, each carries 1 mark, equal to 5 marks total. Right? For example, this was the paper given at that time. Appropriately, to the maximum extent, things will be like this only. You imagine, and you will get almost, if you are clear with this paper, you can also perform 60-70% of the another paper. Choose an appropriate answer from the given options. Okay. Identify the correct spelling. For example, if you know the spelling of the word pronunciation, okay, you can overcome the difficulty. Pronunciation difficulty. Does it end with C-I-A-T-I-O-N, or does it end with the S-I-T-I-O-N? S-I-A-T-I-O-N. Pronunciation. It is not pronunciation. It is pronunciation. So first one is the correct one. A. Okay. Next one is, who among the following were the happy people according to the author? C.
B, sir. All.
All. Religious people are happy, successful people are happy, busy people are happy. That is why all the people. When compared to irreligious people, when compared to not busy people, when compared to unsuccessful people, all the three are happy people in the lesson, according to the author. Right, simple. One should love dash country. Her, once, again once, and his country. It is actually
One,
yeah.
sir.
Which one? B or C?
Once. B.
B. Why B? Why not C? If there is answer for this question, then you will be very, very appropriate. Once is apostrophe, you are putting apostrophe over there, it tells possessiveness. Okay, so you and I and every one of us should respect our teachers, respect our elders, and also love our country, and we should give all sorts of honor to the greatness, right? So whenever a question starts in any competitive examination, remember, one should love, or one should respect, or one should honor. One's apostrophe S only comes in the one's teachers, one's parents, one's elders, one's country. Okay, one should love one's country. This one, once is comes when you are making cardinal, once, twice, thrice, like that only. This is useful, but this meaning is once means the belongingness, possessiveness it teaches you. One's country means one should respect one's parents, one's teachers, or one should love one's country, not others. The meaning of that one, right? Okay. So this is in pronouns. There are different types of pronouns in unit 2, happy people. Find the word that has phoneme. What is this sound? Phoneme is minimal.
Bat, sir.
Right. Here it is bat. Okay. Bus is not there. Hit is not there. It is oil is not okay. So it is a sound. A. Cat, bat, bank, ban, rat, a sound. Okay. So very simple thing. And tell me how many sounds are there in English language? One more question is maybe going to come from there. There are 44. How many vowel sounds are there?
20.
Consonant sounds?
24.
24. Yeah, from there you are going to get a question. Be careful. And ya sound, identify ya sound. A person who is good at telling stories is called. This is from your first unit, The Curb in the Sky by James Thurber.
A, sir.
Recounters.
Recount.
Sir, D.
Okay. Recanter. So remember that they may, for example, in this test of the spelling, identify the correct spelling, no? They may test you this one also. So remember, R-A-C-O-N-T-E-U-R, recanter, recanter. Okay, recanter. They may test you the spelling. He was a recanter. Or they may ask you the meaning of the recanter. Or what was the work of Mr. Charlie Deshler? What was Mr. Charlie Deshler? He was a recanter, you can say. He was a storyteller in a wonderful way. Okay, so recanter, remember, very, very monomania, asylum, recanter, pronunciation, these words are, for that matter, all the important words, vocabulary words, they can test you the spellings. Right. This is for the first multiple choice questions. Then fill in the blanks with the right answers to the complete the sentence. FIBs. Fill in the blanks. They say The Curb in the Sky was written by
James Thurber.
Okay, James Thurber. So if you remember all the 4 lessons and their names, you are going to get almost 10 marks. Almost 10 marks. Because here in internal marks 20. Again in the external 20 marks paper will be in the objective type. They may be asking you writer, they may be asking you recanter spelling, or they may be asking you what is the opposite for famous, or homonym of so and so forth. There are exercises are there, no? For pronunciation, there are exercises. For grammar, noun, pronoun, verbs are there. For vocabulary part, they have given the root words, prefixes and suffixes are given. Root word, prefixes and suffixes. For example, root word is the main part of the word without any prefix and suffix. Okay, care is the root word. Careful, it is careful means FUL, you are adding suffix, and uncareful, you are adding prefix also. So prefix is a word fragment which is added in front of a root word. Suffix is also a word fragment, part of a word, which is added at the end of the word, at the end of the root word. I explained you very clearly. So all the 4 lessons, The Cub in the Sky by James Thurber, second one is Happy People by William Ralph Inge, and third one is A Psalm of Life by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and last one is The Dear Departed by Stanley Horton. If you remember these 4 names and 4 authors' names, you are going to get nearly 10 marks. And small things, like I will explain you. The Cub in the Sky, written by James Thurber. Here you see this one. I told you in your every unit there is a soft skill, and there is also a value orientation topic. So doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. You need to write. Actually, it is a proverb. It is a saying. You will ask to expand these the same question. You may be asked in the external examination fifth question. Doubt is the beginning of the wisdom. Expand it. Or in the first unit, what we have the other day we discussed also. Well begun is half done. Well begun is half done. Next unit, third unit low, you have actions speak louder than dash. Words. Words are merely words. You, I, and every one of us can speak. Words are not going to perform. Words are not going to do physical activities. Definitely, you have to act. You have to sit and learn. Sit and concentrate. Pay attention. Delve deep into the matters. Go and understand them, and go and write the examination. But only words on the paper, words in the textbook, or words in the paper, or in the screen, lot of material, it's not going to give any appropriacy. When it is been done in a practical way, that is okay, right? So actions speak louder than words. Remember that one thing comes out of the 4. Well begun is half done. Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Actions speak louder than words. Faith can move mountains. In the 4 units, value orientation, 4 topics are there. Have you got them? So one is going to come for you from there. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. So next one. It is dash to kill endangered animals. Here you need to write legal is there. Prefix plus legal. One
Legal.
illegal. It is illegal to kill endangered animals. You are adding prefix il, then as usual plus legal. Illegal to kill animals. So one prefix plus root word they may give, or root word plus suffix they may give. Don't be dash. Child plus suffix, for example. What do you do? How do you do that one?
Childish.
Childish. That's it. So such questions will come. I already told you prefix is a word fragment which is added in front of a root word. Suffix is a word fragment which is added at the end of a root word. So in the same way, you will get these things. One prefix, suffix, and root word will come in the examination because these are there in 2 lessons, 1 and 2. I request you not to dash make or do any mistakes in the text, in the
Do,
test.
sir.
I request you not to do any mistakes in the test is wrong. Always you make mistakes or do not make mistake, or you should not make mistakes. Should make mistake, make. You should not make mistakes, not do. We make mistakes. We don't do mistakes. Make mistake is the appropriate word. Make mistake. Don't make mistakes in your answers or in your test. Never do means doing is willingly. If you do, that is making is when you are making, it may be right or wrong, but when you are doing intentionally. So you don't do mistakes, you make mistakes. Is it okay? Remember it forever.
Yes.
We make mistakes, we don't do mistakes. Remember it. From the next week, support for the outdated software will be dislodged or discontinued. So based on the situation, this is there in the 4th unit, this may come or any other thing, discontinued software will be discontinued. One of the questions comes from making use of the verbs. Okay, then these are up to here 10 answers, 10 marks. Now in the 3rd bit, answer the following questions as directed. What you have to do here is small and smart answer for 2 marks. 5 questions will be there. Each carries 2 marks. So you will get 10 marks here. What was the habit of Dorothy? What was the bad habit of Dorothy? Or what was the habit of Dorothy? Who wrote the lesson, The Curb in the Sky? And you see,
James Serber.
and recanter spelling from there also tested. And what was the bad habit of Dorothy? Dorothy is again from the same, The Curb in the Sky. So what was the bad habit of Dorothy? Was
Interrupting others.
Interrupting others or intervening in the speeches of others or disturbing others when others were talking. Any of the answer is okay. So you have to pinpoint, you have to exactly show her bad habit. The intervening, interrupting, getting into middle, or intentionally disrupting others when they were talking. That is what if you mention. The question may come as it is, or there may be a little changes, but in that lesson, The Curb in the Sky, we were given to learn a lesson that if a bad habit is not curbed in its earlier times, it will become larger, bigger, and it cannot be changed in your adulthood or in your life. It will play very bad remarks. So bad things should be nipped in the bud, otherwise they will be there forever. Okay, that is what we have to learn. And the meaning of the word curb. Curb meaning CURB, curb, the edge of the footpath. See, exactly they will ask you, it is there in the textbook also. Curb meaning, the word curb is, they may ask you in the external exam also, in the objective type. The edge of the footpath. Main road untunda, main road ki footpath untunda, footpath pakkana edge untunda, that edge is known as curb. So actually in the lesson, he says curbs instead of saying clouds. Dorothy rejects it. When Charlie Dessler in the asylum says with his friends by narrating the story, What was his aeroplane made of? His aeroplane was made of telephonic wires and old leather. From where he started his journey? From his bedroom. To which place he wanted to go? To the moon. From his bedroom, he used to, by which vehicle? The vehicle given was telephonic aeroplane, which was made by telephonic wires and old leather. See, any question may come in the external. Remember the story also. Right. The line footprints on the sands of time appears in the poem. Okay, one, the name of the poem. And the second thing is name the poet. Name of the poet is. What is this? Which poem is it?
A Psalm of Life.
A Psalm of Life. There is no other poem, and from prose there will not give any line. The footprints on the sand of time or any other line if comes appears in the poem. Only one poem for us. A Psalm of Life. A-P-S-A-L-M of L-I-F-E, life. So remember, a Psalm of Life here, and name of the poet is Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. So 2 marks you will get. The line comes and the name of the poet also comes. Remember that. Name any 2 people who are happy as mentioned in the essay Happy People. Who are the happy people according to the author in the essay Happy People? 2 happy people name. Already this answer is there in the successful people are happy, busy people are happy, religious people are happy. Already answer is there in the previous question, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That is what, if we have enough intelligence to tackle the situations, we can manage very well. If you wish to manage, you can manage. That is the simple thing. So any of the questions you have to read the question paper through and fro. Totally you have to read from top to the bottom first. You will get answers sometimes. In English it happens. Correct the following sentences. Now the 4th and 5th, there are a lot of exercises given in the unit 3 and unit 4. You have to be careful. Some attention if you pay, you will get the things done. Correct the following sentences. He has blue-white hairs. What is the wrong here? He has or she has blue-white hairs. Imagine what is wrong? Huh? Which one?
Hairs, sir.
Hairs is wrong,
Hair.
right? It should be only hair, not hairs, because hairs is uncountable noun. So we studied in the unit 1 countable and uncountable nouns. Oil, sand, all the material things, substances, sand, milk, water, coffee. This is uncountable noun. We studied. All the liquids, solids are uncountable nouns. So hair is uncountable noun. Instead of using hairs, only he has blue-white hairs. Okay, not hairs. So any of the uncountable noun they may give, and they may ask you to rectify that one. They may ask you to change, they may ask you to understand it. Right, now tell me, actually here something is missing. Correct the following sentences. This one also. I was born at
Capital letter I.
Yeah, capitalization. Haven't we learned capitalization? We have learned, isn't it? So I, capital, this is beginning of the sentence. I, 100%, and the pronoun I, wherever it comes in the middle of the sentence also, it must be in the capital position. It should be written in the capital letter. I, capital. Next, where?
G, sir. Gandhi.
Yeah, absolutely. Then once more.
H, sir. Hospital.
Yes, H also, yes. So remember, there are punctuational marks are given. The capitalization is given under the punctuational marks. First thing is, where do we capitalize? Where do we have learned where do we capitalize? The beginning of a sentence, the first word, first letter of all the sentences. The beginning of the sentence, first words, first letter should be capitalized. And wherever I may come, I has to be capitalized. All the proper nouns should be capitalized. Telugu, Hindi, English, Ramulu, Narsimlu, Anita, Sunita, all these proper nouns should be capitalized. You tell me what are the proper nouns? Proper noun is a name given to a particular person, place, or thing. Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, anything. If it is a proper noun, that should be capitalized. All the languages should be capitalized. All the only one thing which is there in the Himalayas, H should be capitalized. Only one thing, Krishna, Godavari, all the rivers should be capitalized because they are only one in the place, right? So remember, capitalization R for punctuational marks, you will get questions. Now this one, choose the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. I bought a dash, pair, pair of gloves.
PAIR, sir.
PAIR.
Yes, pair, pair of gloves. Okay, so you know pair means both and meaning both, two, not one. Yeah, it is jata. So I bought a pair of, you can understand, this is fruit, pear, and this has no meaning, I think. So one must be careful of what are other options. You should think of other options also. Now where dash your friends going yesterday, it is somewhat tricky. And now you think and tell me what here should come. Where dash your friends going, your friends going yesterday.
Were, sir.
Was.
Was
Were.
or were?
WERE.
Yeah,
Were.
why?
Because yesterday they already went, no, sir.
Yeah,
Because-
yesterday. Yeah.
So we are using were, WERE.
Why not was? Yesterday also past tense, no? Was also past tense, no?
Yes, sir. But
Huh.
we will use, commonly we will use were, no, sir.
No, I was going yesterday. I was going. She was going. You were going. See here, was is for singular. Were is for plural.
Plural. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. You attempted. You have given the answer in a wonderful way. But try and give the very appropriate answer. See, leave the matter of where. Your friends going. Your friends. Your friend. Had it been your friend, it would have been was. Friends. Okay. For friends,
Yes,
you are
sir.
using plural. And yesterday you are using past tense. Otherwise, you would have gone for are. Okay. Suppose yesterday is not there, you would have gone for are. Where are your friends going now? Then are. Where your friends going yesterday? Yesterday was or were. Then friends, you go for were. It is singular, it is plural. Have you got it? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Mostly paper like this will only come, and this paper surely, hopefully, you need to remember one more, the Dear Departed, nothing is attempted from there. So the Dear Departed by Stanley Hutton, one more thing you should remember, and characters from the Dear Departed. Dear Departed was a drama. That drama was written by Stanley Hutton. And how many characters are there in that lesson? They may ask you one or two characters names. They may ask you to name two characters, like name two happy people from the essay Happy People. So name two characters from the drama, the Dear Departed. Who wrote the drama? And give one or two character names. So the old man name was Abel Merriweather. Remember that one. And then you have got two daughters of Abel Merriweather. Abel Merriweather has got two daughters, Amelia Slater and Elizabeth Jordan. Amelia Slater got married to Henry Slater. They have one daughter, Victoria Slater, 10 years old girl in the drama. One family. The other family is Ben Jordan and Elizabeth Jordan. So if you write 2-3 names from that drama, that would be more than enough. They may ask you. And anyhow, you are going to write your long answer from every unit, no doubt. Long answer from all the 4 units. Short answers from the 4 units only, but they will test you, for example, for punctuational marks, why somebody should give this particular sentence, there is no rule and regulation. Mostly they will give from the textbook exercises only, 95 times. Sometimes they may give one example also. Right. So the 5th question is, I told you very well, a value orientation. There are 4 topics out there. They may give you well begun is half done, or actions speak louder than the words, and ask you to expand it. Or there are soft skills in all the units: motivation, goal setting, self-confidence, and then non-verbal communication and body language, interpersonal skills. These are the soft skills. These days, we need soft skills very much. In spite of having hard skills, for example, hardware and software, we talk when we think about mobiles or the advanced technology. In spite of having the devices, if you do not have the soft things, the operational systems, if you do not know, it would be a problematic situation. So same thing, soft skills, with regarding soft skills. For example, if they ask you some non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? You always use verbal communication. Words, with words only you communicate to each other or to others by using words. But sometimes the non-verbal communication is also very important. That is your body language we talk of. Your facial expressions, your hands gestures, your way of standing, your way of looking at others will give you a lot of answers. So that is nothing but we study in the personality development, body language or non-verbal communication. They may ask you to expand this one as a 5th question. So these days, non-verbal communication is also, there are 2 ways of communications. One is verbal, the other one is non-verbal communication. In verbal communication, we use words to communicate each other or to express our ideas, our inner feelings, our thoughts. We use language, words, and so on and so forth. But in non-verbal communication, we don't make use of any words. Rather, we make use of our expressions, gestures. Okay, the way we stand, the way we sit, the way, if we say like this, thumbs up, it means all the best, very good, well done, anything, many gestures can give many meanings, right? Facial expressions. Oh, sometimes you say nodding your head, okay, all right. Sometimes you say no. So all these are non-verbal communications or the personality development things. So one question from either value orientation or your soft skills will definitely come. For example, self-confidence is there. Without self-confidence, there is nothing. You are not going to get anything in the world if you do not have faith in yourself. One should believe very strongly in oneself, then only you can have faith in others. Without believing yourself, if you think about others, it is futile, it is waste of time. So all these things keeping in mind, you go for your exam. I wish you very all the best for your examinations. But remember one thing, you bring your assignments when you are coming to the examinations and hand it over the assignments in the department. Any one of the department people will take. Tell them that these are of Sharif's papers. Then they will take, keep aside if I am not available on that day over there. Is it okay? You write your name and your group and all the required things. then hand them over to any of the faculty members. Now, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Then I wish you all the best. Shall we stop over here?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay. Good luck. All the best.
Thanks.
Right.